This production originally aired as a part of our virtual Shellabration event, accessible by paid ticket holders. We encourage you to support the programs this virtual event supported and welcome contributions of any level. Please look in the description for our Back to the Bays links to online giving and links to the SPAT program for their online giving as well. Thank you.
Shellabration last year, we were the new kids and we're like, we're gonna be super cool and give away pints of any tap beer for $3. That was our Shellabration deal, and Jenny did this beautiful local scallop dish with I believe it was a carrot puree and a turnip puree. It was absolutely stunning, and we got swamped. We are a tiny little restaurant with 49 seats, and we did over 400 dishes in the 3 hours that Shellabration was on.
About a year and a half ago that we opened, and yeah, I've always, my family's had a house in East Marion for almost 40 years. We grew up in the city, but I came out here during, summers during college. My first kitchen job was out here. I worked throughout college during summers out here, and it was always a dream of mine to open a restaurant in Greenport.
I've been working in restaurants for 15, 16 years, and it was the most tired I've ever been after any one shift. But it was also very fulfilling to meet all these new people coming in and see that people were searching us out specifically for Jenny's food, and then to see our staff really get their tushes kicked in the off season on a Sunday that no one ever expected it to be that crazy. It was awesome. It was awesome is the word.
I mean, I think being out here with the produce, with the seafood, I think that was a big appeal as far as opening a restaurant is concerned. For me, that was a big plus compared to the city, which is where I worked for the last almost 15 years or so. So yeah, I mean, we have a very good relationship with Charlie from South Old Fish Market. He provides us fish for here, and also Jenny's at Drosso's, which is our pop-up snack bar. And I think having a relationship with your purveyors is really important as far as cooking goes. So yeah, same thing goes with produce as well.
Okay, so let's get into your food and what you're cooking for Shellabration.
So I'm making fish and chips. This is a very popular dish in America, in England, in Ireland, everywhere around the world, I guess, but it's really popular here. And we are using local fluke. I would say that any kind of flaky white fish is great for fish and chips. A lot of times I'll use porgy when it's in season. That really makes nice fish and chips, but really anything flaky and white and not too delicate, kind of meaty but not too meaty like a sword, that would not make a great fish and chips. But yeah, so. Also, is there a price point there which is important, or does that matter? Yeah, fluke is abundant. There's a lot of it, so the price of it is very reasonable, as is porgy, which I'm happy to see. Porgy is being used more and more at restaurants in New York because it's really tasty and there's a lot of it. So. And
it's truly a local
and that's a real local fish, yes, and so is fluke. So yeah, so I'm going to portion the fish, cut down the middle here. I'll make, some nice sizes that you want. We usually go 4 or 5 pieces in order. So I'd say that's good for us right now. Back here. So the batter is pretty simple. It's so I've got 2 cups of cornstarch, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to make a dry and a wet batter. So I'm going to take half of that, about a cup. This is all estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect. So about a cup and a cup-ish. Do the same in this bowl, a cup and a cup. I've got some baking powder, so about a tablespoon in each. So again, about a tablespoon, I'd say, of salt. So this is a beer battered fish, which is pretty popular. We'll whisk these together. So I'm using a Belgian style beer from North Fork Brewing Company. I'd say a Belgian style or a lager or a pilsner, something not too strong. Like I wouldn't use an IPA for this, but you can use Bud Light, you can use, but we like to use a local brewing company around here. So
it's really up to you and up to what you feel like you're trying to shoot for a flavor of
exactly.
sorts. Yeah.
You want it pretty, you don't want anything too strong. Like I said, like an IPA or something like, you know, Guinness would be a little too, a stout would be too strong. Then unless you really want that beer flavor, this is enough. This kind of beer or a lager or a pilsner would be, it is pretty neutral, so you can taste it, but it's not overpowering. So yeah, so I have my 2 equal batters. I'm gonna make a wet batter here. And you basically, you want the consistency of like a thicker pancake batter. You want it to run, you don't want it to stick too much, this is actually fine. But it's a bit thicker than a pancake batter, but close to it. So whisk that in. So this is the consistency. It's runny, but not too runny. It's still pretty sticky. So, that. And we'll go to the fryers and take our fish and stuff here. So we're using deep fryers. You can definitely do this in a pan with, you know, like about 1 inch of oil or so. But deep fryers are a lot easier. So if you have one,
especially in a restaurant.
Yeah, if you have a tabletop fryer, that would work as well. Or if you want to just fill up like a pot, like a heavy bottom pot, or a Dutch oven with oil. If you have a candy thermometer, set it at 350. What we're going to do is we're going to do the dry first. Get this all coated. Shake off any excess. Put it in the wet. Then coat it.
So you want it to stick enough to...
You want it to stick, yeah. And then like I like to use the side of the bowl to kind of get off any kind of excess, but all the fish is covered in this wet batter. And then just drop it in. Do it here. They like to stick, so you got to make sure once they're all in to shake the fryer. Our fries. Obviously, we deep fry our fries as well, but you can definitely do some oven baked fries or fry your fries in your air fryer.
This looks like a full meal. Is this what you serve at Shellabration?
This is a bit larger. This is like the portion we serve for dinner service here or lunch. But I would serve probably, you know, 1 piece of fish, a couple of fries with tartar sauce, and some lemon and malt vinegar if you want. So
cool.
yeah, this is for your meal at home, you know, for dinner for 1 or 2 people.
Okay.
Right.
Very nice.
So we serve ours with mushy peas, which is a traditional English side dish. Typically they're made with marrow fat peas, which are not very common here.
Okay.
Which is a mature dried pea. I use frozen peas, which are sweeter. I like them more. But yeah, it's cream and butter and water, cook the peas, blend it, and that's it.
it's something to look forward to and something to keep your spirits up about too. Like, you know, this is a really hard time for everybody too, and it's hard to be isolated, and it's hard for us to like not have our standard go-tos, like, again, maritime celebration, even the Christmas tree lightings. So like if we can like all do our part to make sure that we can have a celebration next year, it's definitely something to look forward to. Shellabration is a force to be reckoned with. I will never underestimate Shellabration again as a small restaurant. Last year we had 3 people staffed for that day, and I think we ended up with chef's entire family here working. So it's definitely a force.